couple of years ago, the US Army commissioned a computer strategy game. This year on the Xbox, the game is getting a release and it's called Full Spectrum Warrior. You can't.
I'll fucking show you how it's done. Come on. I'll show you, I'm raging, man.
You can't hurt me, I'm in cover. See? I'm in cover.
You want the fucking shoe, because I'll show you how it's done.
That guy's a nut job. I'm actually fairly pleased I'm reviewing this game. The story with it is it's like a fighting simulator for ground troops. It was originally produced for the US Army. It comes out in conjunction with THQ and it was made by Pandemic. The first thing that strikes you about the game is the look. It's very, very impressive looking. It's in 3D and it looks like a first person shooter, but it's mainly touted as a tactical game. So my expectations are fairly high. However, as my luck would have it, in this game it doesn't take long before you start seeing negative points in it. I wouldn't like this review to come across as being entirely negative because the game is fairly playable. It's a tactics game that looks like a first person shooter. You're expecting action, you're expecting intensity in your gameplay, but you don't really get this. And also what I find slightly confusing is you don't actually get any frustration from it, which, you know, it sounds as if it should be a good thing, but it's a tactical game. And essentially as a tactics game it should be challenging you, but this game doesn't really. Unless you count the infuriating movement cursor, which is almost impossible to use in closed situations. It requires Jedi-like coordination to move with the camera. Just listen to the footage here. That was your commanding officer letting you know that you have to watch out for the shields above your soldier's head, because that means that your soldiers have cover when that shield's there. This is something that you learn in the training mission when you first turn on the game. More or less everything you need to know in the game, you'll learn in the training mission in the first 10 minutes of playing the game. Full Spectrum Warrior is supposed to be a half-breed between a first-person shooter and a tactical game. But as we all know, both these games require a certain amount of initiative on the game player's part. In the majority of first-person shooters you would require quick thinking and a good aim. In the majority of tactical games you would require the ability for logical thought and the ability to use, well, tactics to your advantage. Full Spectrum Warrior requires that you have none of the above skills really, because in this game all you have to do is play in the training mission and then you're a fully trained US soldier. If this game is to be believed, then the US Army apparently only have one tactic. One team suppresses fire and the other team flanks, because that's the only tactic that's open to you in this game. That's the only tactic that you'll use over and over and over again. Now this limitation on its own is enough for you to seriously question the 9 out of 10s that it was getting in some magazines. But there's other problems with the game. A major one being that the 3D environment that Full Spectrum Warrior is based in doesn't actually work. You'll find yourself many times questioning whether you should be able to hit a guy or not. Even though he has a little shield above his head, he's clearly in view and you can shoot him, but the game says you can't. And sometimes your troops' inability for free thinking does get quite frustrating. I know it's the army line that you just follow orders or people die, but sometimes, you know, common sense could be used. For example, if you're not actually controlling a group and someone throws a grenade at them, you would expect them to scatter, but they won't, not until you've taken control of the group and given them an express order to run away from death. And last but certainly not least is the AI of the bad guys. They will not move for anything. You throw a grenade, a tank, a helicopter at them, they'll just stand there and take it. So this collection of less than minor drawbacks means I'm fairly disappointed in Full Spectrum Warrior. I was expecting a lot better. I was kind of hoeing and humming about what to actually recommend for Full Spectrum Warrior because I never actually figured out what it was supposed to be, but I'll take their word for it and say it is a tactical game, and in that case I'd probably recommend Battle Isle on the Amiga. It itself again has questionable AI, but come on, it's an Amiga, but it's still lots and lots and lots of fun.